Ian Thomas is a tight end who maybe you guys haven't even heard of from the Carolina Panthers, who last year was graded, according to Pro Football Focus, the worst tight end in football, 71st out of 71 eligible tight ends. This year, he improved to 67th out of the 70 eligible tight ends, and now the Carolina Panthers have given him a 3-year contract worth $16.5 million, which is a head-scratcher to say the least. Like, listen, is that like money that's going to tank the franchise? No. This isn't a Sam Darnold trade, okay? It's a minor setback, I think, because I don't really understand this strategy whatsoever, for sure. This is an odd one. And some people have defended it by saying, well, he's a good blocker, which he's not, like, the worst blocker, I guess is what I'll say. Again, if we use PFF grades, which, okay, I always say this, it's not the Bible, but it's a tool we can look at. He was 44th out of the 45 eligible tight ends in terms of receiving grade, and he was, which I'm surprised there's only 45 eligible tight ends. I guess that's a snap count thing. But out of the 75 eligible tight ends for run blocking grade, he was 31st, and then, that's kind of where he's at, is so kind of a mid-tier blocker, whereas he's just not a receiver whatsoever, which I guess to me kind of makes me think, well, why are you giving him $6 million this year, and he has $8 million guaranteed. So you can cut him next year, but okay, you still have to pay him for this year, which this is kind of an all-in year for the Panthers. So, and quite frankly, with what we've seen from Matt Rule, I think so far, we don't give him the benefit of the doubt, right? If Bill Belichick made this move, we'd say, okay, he probably just sees something in practice that we don't see. Well, I don't know. We haven't seen that necessarily, so that's where I'm just confused by this move. And I was even looking at, who are some of the guys that could have maybe gotten on the free agency market that would have made more sense. And I looked at like Max Williams, who's like an amazing all-around tight end, who's really good. He's projected, according to PFF projections, to get $6.25 million. So currently, you're giving Ian Thomas, a guy who, again, how many people have heard of Ian Thomas before today? You're giving him more money this year than like Max Williams is projected to get in free agency. Guys like CJ Uzomah, Gerald Everett, they're just projecting to get a couple million more than Ian Thomas. Why not go out and just get a good tight end? Robert Tonyan's projected to get less, right? So I just don't understand this move whatsoever. And you're rebuilding. Like, you could have even tried to get like an OJ Howard or a Jordan Atkins that kind of have potential but have yet to, really, prove that just yet. Moves like that would have made way more sense. This is just it's a baffling decision, quite frankly. When I made my list of the top free agents that you want to make sure that you, blah, 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 blah. When I made my Where Do the Panthers Go From Here video, I didn't even mention Ian Thomas. That wasn't even someone I mentioned. So you had $15 million in cap space. You're spending $6 now on Ian Thomas. You can spend over the cap if you want to. I get it. The cap doesn't really exist. But, you can't spend over the cap to that much of a degree. And when you have, guys like Hassan Reddick, Dante Jackson, Stephon Gilmore, who maybe you would like to keep, making your number one priority Ian Thomas. Like, I'm sorry, Panthers fans. I know I keep crushing your team, but listen, I don't like your moves. And if I don't like a move, I'm going to say I don't like a move. This makes zero sense to me, but it's also not a big deal. And I mean, again, there is the possibility, I guess, to play both sides. There is the possibility that Matt Rule saw something in practice. He wanted to make sure that he keeps Ian Thomas because for whatever reason, that he saw something that we haven't. Okay, sure, that's possible. That's totally a valid thing. Although again, I looked on the Panthers subreddit and those Panthers fans themselves are saying, what the hell are we doing? I saw some, I can't keep supporting this team anymore after this move. So it's not a huge deal, the move itself, but that's kind of the way, people are feeling about it. It's a microcosm of kind of the bigger picture. But, if that's the hope, is you to sit here, if you're a Panthers fan, and say, okay, maybe there's something, maybe he is going to, show some flashes, and if not, well, we can basically cut him next year for a little penalty, but you still have to pay him this year. You can't get out of that. So, I don't know. Just kind of a weird move by Matt Rule. So, Panthers already in peak off-season Panthers mode at this point in the Matt Rule era. Just weird stuff. That's what I think. Man, they could use Ron Rivera back, right? I think, can we say that at this point? Tough stuff from the Panthers. That's what I think. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Do you disagree? Do you love Ian Thomas? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.